Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for June 28th, 2020. Also time, no, not 2020. Oh my God, 2022. We are not reliving 2020 again. Fudge that noise. 2022, also time is wherever you're catching in time, there might be some relevance in here. Maybe not so much. It is a general collective reading. Don't force this to fit your life. Look at what we're looking at right here. Look at that. This is a challenge. If you have questions about booking a private reading, go to the description. There is an email address, and you can also find me on the social platforms. There should also be ways of contact attached to the end of this video, or even maybe at the beginning. Stick around, watch. But anyway, if you found your glorious way across this might be at least entertaining for you. So what I'm seeing in here is what seems to be you're holding back with good reason, because it looks like your emotions are telling you that it's not time to jump into something right now. I see that there is an offer that you want to make, but also, it feels like something has passed you by. Something about this offer isn't quite sitting with you. It feels like this offer is involving abandonment. So this might be a life situation that you recently had to abandon. And I see that it's not really a lot of effort that's been put into this. It's time for healing with you, but it looks like it's avoidance of doing that right now. I know that you feel like this isn't fair, that some sort of situation has come to a close in your life. There's a lot to be learned from it, and this is something that is internal for you, and also about what your expectations are with your life. And I don't think that that's something that anybody really wants to look at right now. So it's realizing that the situation was god-awful, it wasn't going to work out, and now it's seeing the situation in, I guess your mind is unfair, unjust, all those things. And the reason why I'm saying that, we have the Justice card in reverse. But there is something to be learned from that situation with you. And what I'm seeing right here is you're not even going to entertain that right now because you're not ready, and I get it. Let's look at this. Where are we going? Archetypes. What is the archetype that's preventing you from wanting to look at this? What's this? The Poet. Expresses soul insights in symbolic language. More, please. Addict. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Then we have the Artist, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. So this is definitely the woe is me feeling, and I know that this is something that was an addictive outlet for you, and it feels like this was something in your life that was meant to be, because the whole Poet and the expresses the soul insights. And we have the two doves on here. Doves is something that is symbolic of soul-bound connections, even situations in your life. And I feel like there was something about it that you were not ready to let go of, and you were looking to have any reason for this to fit your life. So this, and trying to overcome this for you, it feels like trying to move an avalanche up the mountain. And yes, I read that from the 12 Universal Laws. Tell me that's not great. Tell me that's not great. Okay. So I'm not saying that you're looking for the pity from everybody, but it's definitely has this feeling of woe is me, and why does this have to be over? Well, it was read too much in, and there is a lesson to be gained from this for you. So I want to look at what this lesson is. Acceptance. Learning to accept things as they are, not as you wish them to be. That is a pain in the keister like you wouldn't believe. So I see that you spent a lot of time indulging this daydream of yours, getting this to come to fruition, and it was like the reward was about to pay itself off. But the thing was, the guidance that you're getting on it, I feel like it was not necessarily looking for a needle in a haystack. This feels like overlooking the obvious signs in front of you and cherry picking what was giving you the insight to this. So it's time to actually move on into your life purpose. And this doesn't have to be a love reading. This could be any kind of connection, but also I feel like this could be a life situation that you've been spending a lot of time on mentally, and it didn't happen for you, which is fine. But the lesson is to accept how things are, not how you wish them to be, and allow yourself the grace to move on. But also I feel like there has to be more than that. So I'm going to take from the top. What is it that you truly desire? And steady progress towards that in your life. So this, I see that there's something new that you need to set your intentions on in your life. So this is it's not a point of getting rid of hopes and dreams in life. It's allowing for new ones to come to fruition. Whatever did not work in the past, I want you to be able to free yourself up from whatever feels like that failure and realize that the sun will rise again and that you will find your happiness by your own definition, which you have to redefine now, because I see whatever has come to a failure, you don't necessarily even know what you want anymore, because what you thought that you would want could never come to be, and there's healing that has to come from there. So the new partner is not necessarily talking about the new prospect of somebody coming into your life immediately. No, it's allowing for the opportunity for life to give you something new. So then we have another flippant card of acceptance. All right, this is ridiculous. This entire reading is about acceptance. So forgiveness, heals, and home help. Whatever you are hung up on, it's time that you forgive however long this has gone on in your life. So this could be something that was seemingly either stringing along for a date or even flipping decades, and it's coming to an end. Accept how things are, because it's going to make your environment where you are all the more possible and bearable and manageable. I really want to look at the acceptance from the daily guidance from your angels, but also in here. So I'm going to set those aside right now and find out where the heck my daily guidance from your angels, there it is. If you only saw my Merlin desk. Okay, acceptance. Angels, what do you got to tell the person viewing this? So listen with your eyes. This apparently, you receive this card to help you with your relationship with yourself and others. The next time you're tempted to judge yourself or someone else harshly, pray for their health and happiness instead. This is a more positive route that builds self-esteem and harmony and heals relationships. And additional meanings to this card is: notice how much better you feel when you think positively about yourself and others. Don't try to control or change others. Let go of the tendency to force things to happen, and you'll receive the desired or better outcome more peacefully. When one door closes, another one opens. There's more for you in life. The past failures are not failures. Now, where the heck is the healing, Archangel Raphael healing? Because I wanted to read that too. Go get your coffee or drink. Here it is. Never mind, come back. It's here. I got it. Acceptance. Yeah. All right. You ready for this? So Archangel Raphael is helping you find peace with an unsettling situation. So he sends you this card. Acceptance doesn't mean that your desire or doesn't mean that you desire or like what's going on. but it does mean that you're willing to come to peace with it. So God and the angels hear your prayers for a healing resolution. They're also asking you to surrender the entire situation to them and the process of accepting it. So this is similar to go with the flow and trust that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to. This isn't a time to resist or force anything. So you speak your mind openly and honestly, yet at the same time, find that balance of grace and acceptance. So some possible specific meanings. It's okay. I love him. He's so wonderful. Anyway, the angels are working behind the scenes in answer to your prayers. Hang in there as things are improving, but it means in your life. It doesn't have to mean in that situation. Keep giving your worries to God, and unforeseen positive events is on the horizon. Expect a miracle. There's one here for you. So I want you to start off with a prayer. You can have whatever dialogue, but I want you to start it with this. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me to accept that everything is going in the right direction. All right. So I know that it sucks when things don't necessarily work out as you had planned. And you had set your intentions, your prayers on this. You could have gotten things all together for this final event and waiting for a door to open that was glued shut, not only from one side, from all sides, and it was screwed in tightly with a bunch of, screws. So the acceptance that's coming in, it's not that you like what's going on. It's not the fact that it's even going in the direction that you had hoped. Chances are it is not, and you have to accept that. It doesn't mean try harder. It doesn't mean, you're willing to stick this out even though it's dragging you into the ground. It means see this for what it is and learn to release it, because Spirit has something different in store for you. And I know that this is going to be something that is going to be more aligned with you. And no, it doesn't mean it's crappier, so stop. So that's the archetype that you are working with. Let's read some more. But where do I want to read from? Angel therapy, because we are angel therapy. Mediumship, what the hecking heck about that? So you have to talk with people from the other side, apparently. Talk to your loved ones who had crossed over. Have that open dialogue with them. There's probably somebody who's acting as a main guide in your life. Ask them for, some sort of sense of comfort as you're healing from this. And you, as long as the environment allows for it, I want you to allow yourself to go outside and get grounded. Let your feet hit the earth, as long as you're not going to get hurt. And I want you to let the sun, as long as you're not allergic to the sun. Yes, I have met people that are allergic to the sun. Let the sun hit your face. Anywho, it's time for you to start vocalizing the toxic connections in your life that you need to release, or the toxic intentions that have been holding you firm in this situation. It's time for you to start speaking your truth about this. And if nobody else, talk to Source and Spirit. And this was even talking about the mediumship. So talk to your loved ones if you have nobody around you that is able to talk, but also you can use your online resources. I mean, there's the helplines online that I absolutely direct people to. That is incredible work. And the Sacral Chakra is realizing how sensitive you are to not only these types of energies, but the environment around you. And maybe you have to pull in your energy field, because maybe you're overextending it and you're taking on the energy of everything else, confuddling your head with it. I said what I said. So, crown chakra, you have to clear yourself of whatever the situation was that was not working. it's not going to work. It's not going to be something that you need to fulfill. Spirit is saying, let yourself go. You have integrity. You have integrity to move forward. Shield yourself from something that is holding you back from making the positive changes in your life. Being stuck on this previous connection or being stuck in this previous life situation, that's something that you need to shield yourself from. You have to have a different mentality in getting out of that situation than you had being stuck in it. So, all right, enough of that particular deck. I do want to go apparently towards the postcard from Spirit. What is this gotta tell you? So, we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone and make things right. This is time for you to make things right in your life. It's not dominating this situation that you couldn't control. No, that is not making it right. That's creating even more karmic debt for you and kind of screwing you over on it. So, it's never too late. For forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burden of the old story. See even more acceptance about yourself and moving forward in another direction coming in. One in which you are the victim of somebody else's actions or even your own actions. So you don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free from this. You do have that power to set yourself free from that situation. So even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness in order to be effective. Forgiveness is never about condoning the things that were done. So it's about letting yourself off the hook from carrying that burden. Resentments and hurt are like viruses that spread to others, and that is the opposite of what you really desire, right? So imagine your life and what it would be like without the burdens that you carry when you don't forgive the situation. So you can do that. You can forgive it. You can let this go. You can work on healing yourself. But all right, so everyone on the other side knows that you can do this. They know what you are capable of healing inside of yourself. But you have to take the action and steps to actually heal yourself and let whatever the situation is go. So, let's see. I have one more card from this particular deck. As you think, so will you experience life. Thoughts are powerful and they need minding. So let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. So these thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear. Where did I just lost my spot. So often it masquerades as truth, and it's not true. It is not the truth. Whatever is causing you this deathly, overwhelming fear is not the truth. But give enough attention and it will manifest in a way as if it were. Only until you learn to let it go. The real truth is that essentially all is well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive, strong, organized, accepting, creative, open, and so on. Those are the ones that we want you to keep thinking. They have less frantic qualities and they're stimulating in a good way that don't get away from you. How can you have an inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix. Everyone has fearful thoughts. Love them and love yourself, and then choose the thoughts that you want the world to reflect back to you. Life is not as hard as you think. All right. Final cards. Apparently I'm coming in from 2 decks. All right. Your victory is leading you in an entirely different direction. You will have a new cycle that is coming in that is going to be fulfilling for you. You are going to cut yourself free of this past situation and conditioning. So then I see that there is a celebration that you are going to be working on, and this is coming through temperance. So this is the long-standing journey ahead of you in the road to healing for yourself. There is a celebration in there. There is a sense of healing whatever was emotionally unstable about you and offering more of yourself to your life and not anyone else's. You have to start making some sort of gain on your own personal path and ground. This is a practical restart for you, exactly where you stand in an entirely new direction. So the old life, it was not going to be something that was working out. There was setback after setback, and it wasn't about you and trying as hard as you could. So after you let that go, I see you avoiding the very disaster that you were headed towards and moving towards a sense of renewal and renewed hope for happiness in your life. There's something that you have to let go of, though. So you feel like you're not ready and you're closing off from spirit when you need to connect to them even more so right now. Stop comparing your life to where others are. It doesn't make sense for you. And then see even the beauty and the pain of the lessons that you're going to be able to see the beauty and the pain of the lessons of whatever it was that you let go of in your life. It taught you amazing lessons. Whatever it was that you were after, know that anything underneath it was rotted. This was going to be very toxic for you in your life. The fact that it didn't work out that way saved you 1,000,000 times over. So let it be the painful lesson that it is, and even the passages of loss in it are actually meaning that something different in your life is coming together. Appreciate those tough lessons so that you can actually stand in your purpose. You're on track, and it looks like your life isn't ready until you follow the signs in an entirely different direction that Spirit was actually placing on you. Yeah, you have to look at the cracks in your foundation. This was not in another person. This was in you, and you're fixing that and healing and going another way. Yeah, you have a different gift in this life. Go get it. I'm very excited for this new direction, and I'm glad that you're able to let go of whatever this toxicity was. It was only going to get worse. It was never going to work in that path, and it was going to continuously hurt and cause damage until you learn to let it go. If this reading makes sense to you and you want to book a private reading for this or for anything, go to the description and find the email address, or there's the ways of communication that I think I've attached to the end of the video. So let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye. So it looks like there's some major setbacks in your life, and everything is slowing to a grinding halt. And it's time for you to take your stuff in an entirely different direction. And I'm seeing that it's time for you to let go of whatever the burden has been, because it's become nothing more than insurmountable problems. You're never going to be able to carry this and take it with you. I see that that is leading to a path of pain and failure with you. And then we have the rebirth of what this energy is. And it feels like you're feeling the birthing pains of it right now. I feel like your life is contracting and getting smaller. You're about to be born into something else. So this is a time, instead of taking physical, action towards something, because it is coming to a grinding halt. It's time for you to see how all this stress has been wearing on your head, how you've been viewing the world around you, because I don't feel like this is quite clear on what the reality of it is, and cut yourself free from all of those stresses. It's a time of introspection so you can set yourself free from it. I see a lot of healing that has not been done, that has been clouded around you about what exactly does need to be healed. This is not external. It is all internal with you. And it's going to be something that puts you in a surprising direction, one that I don't think that you thought was even it wasn't even a thought in your head about it. So what's this going to look like? Okay, you're going to have bare grounds to work with on this, and it's going to be something that feels initially lonely at first, but that's part of the karmic lesson that is being played out, because you're not going to grow with other people unless you grow authentically in yourself and not the appeasement of others. That's the reality. What was connected to this old story that you were telling yourself is the fact that there was no growth. And that, it's going to set you free, but it's going to also suck at first too, because we have relationships in your life that were completely one-sided, that you seem to offer yourself to, that you couldn't really follow through with. This is the Lovers in reverse. Complete trust and betrayal and faith in whatever the connection has been. And it doesn't even have to be love. These were really important connections in your life, and these were life choices that also seems to have bit you in the keister. So I see that you have to see that for what it is and work on reprogramming yourself so that you don't create this problem moving forward in a different direction. Once you're able to get over the hardship of this and the hard work of the internal healing of it, then I see that the wheel's going to get moving for you again in a real direction. But now you got to get away from all sense of codependence and start saving, I think, your energetic resources that you're plugging into somebody else. You need to move on, and you need to surrender to that moving on, and that's going to be a really hard hit with that. This, I think, is a long-standing issue with you. It feels like it's been time wasted in it, but honestly, you need to acknowledge that now so you can move on. And I'm really sorry to say that you've been juggling so much, and I know that this was just you wanting to be happy and I deal with it, but you need to allow yourself to move on from this past. It's too hard keeping this desire afloat in your head. Hope it makes sense. All right, so judgment time is all of the karma coming front and center for you right now. You have to start a different journey. And this is involving something that's at the roots of your life. And I do feel like this is something that is a financial route. It seems like luck hasn't been on your side when it comes to fulfilling something. And honestly, I see you getting a major case of what the F ever and just letting it go, moving on. And I also see the Chariot is coming into play. So there's a different path you have to take. And this, it feels like you're having a really hard time letting go of the past. Here, this is what I'm looking at. I didn't even show you what I'm looking at first. This is going back to your roots. This is why I'm saying you have to go back to your roots. And this is also feeling like it's about self-preservation and issues that surrounding, financial comfort. This, I think, has been a strain in your life recently, and it looks like you're overcoming that hardship, and I see that you're going on a different path to success, but you're having a hard time letting go of the past that has caused this hardship because you don't want to go there. Isn't it sick how when you think about something that you don't want, it somehow shows up, and that is that's one of the laws of the universe that I talked about. Regardless of positive or negative, it's all based off of past experiences of either positive or negative. It's the influence of others. So even if you focus on this and deem it as positive or negative, the fact that you're focusing on it intentively, whether or not you want to have it, it's going to come about. So you need to see this as something that is not going to give you anything new that you want, and allow yourself to actually change programs. So how are you going to do that? Because you don't have any different tools to move forward. Okay. So you need to establish your independence and let go of whatever is hanging you on to the past. This is the Hermit card. You have to look and see what you're holding on to in the past, whether it's family or love or security. So this, you have the mental stamina to get through it, but you're going to see a lot about yourself that you didn't want to see, that has created a sense of dependency in your life. You cannot depend on others to be this fulfillment in life. And I see that even if you are an independent person, you're still giving control over to some other person in your life that they don't deserve to be in the driver's seat. So you need to see where that comes from in you and pull that back. And then I see the ability to kind of come back to yourself, and it feels like you're getting a little bit more lighthearted, but right now you're, clearly angry with people from the past. Very karmic, very, very karmic. But you will be able to let them go. It's going to, while you're sitting there thinking about it and detaching yourself from it, you're going to be mad the entire time, but with good reason. It's influenced where your life has gotten you now, but it can't make an excuse for where you're going, and you have to take an entirely different path in your life, and you have to be independent from whatever that trauma was. I hope that this made sense. I do. Finally, a cut to the chase and solution, and whatever this connection was in your life that used to be fulfilling, but it's no longer working, it seems like it's coming to a very painful close for you, but there's a new start that is coming into play that's going to be fulfilling. But it doesn't involve you changing and going into another relationship. In fact, this is about going and overcoming the actual problem that was going into relationships in your life. There's a lot of deep, dark secrets that have been internalized in you that have been dealing with fears of abandonment, but also this need to anxiously cling to people. And I see that this has made for somewhat of control issues in relationship dynamics. That's going to be coming to the surface with you. That's also going to be something that you're healing with. I don't see you engaging any sort of new connection right now. I see that you're dealing with this childhood wound about very hot and cold loving affection and also unstable circumstances. It's like, hang on a minute, what the F is this all about? So I see that you're putting effort into that so it doesn't plague you moving forward. I actually see your excitement and mental energy coming up in that. But the resolve that's coming in from this broken heart that happened, this is a really crappy end to a very crappy part of cycles of relationships in your life. This, again, doesn't have to be romantic, but it is ending very painful connections in your life, and those codependent fear of abandonment, control cycles. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be revealed to you that I think that you forgot about yourself, and this might involve some pretty important conversations with loved ones around you. It's the hard conversations, though. So if you can't actually talk to anybody who's involving this, it's going to be a deep reflective time. So I just want you to be very safe with yourself and realize that the upset that you're feeling with what you're remembering is not yours to hold on to, but it's yours to be acknowledged and processed, semi-embraced with you. I hope that made sense. So it looks like there's an issue with trying to gain some sort of control through any means necessary in your life. And it's also the sense of being really in the crap with yourself and feeling like there should be some sort of pity towards it. This might be you. This could be somebody that you are dealing with. This is somebody who is definitely having the woe is me, but this is somebody who is very addicted to the cycle of that woe is me. And what I'm seeing in here is they are misusing their sense of authority. So I'm seeing very destructive behavior in this person. Again, this could be you. You might be going through a really challenging time where everything is destructive in your life, and it's this, why does this keep happening to me? Well, this is the cycle of addiction in your life with whatever it is that has been the constant, the repeat. And if this is somebody that you're dealing with, if this is you or somebody that you are dealing with, I want there to be the air of separation and actually getting really professional help with this. I'm a big mental health advocate, so I want there to be this ability to reach beyond yourself and get the help that you need. Also, follow what your doctor is telling you. But there should be some sort of support either through the phone or online means, or maybe in your actual community. But I want you to pay attention to that. There is something that has been a destructive cycle in your life that you're angry about, but it has to come to an end. I'm not calling you out on anything. I know how much this can suck. This is very addictive because it seems to feed some sort of even a sense of adrenaline with this, but it's not going to be the path that works out for you. So I want you to be able to use your resources and get the support that you do need. I hope this makes sense. All right. So I see that it is one thing after another with you. You're overcoming some sense of hardship and being left out in the cold, some sort of monetary struggle or emotional struggle, feelings of exile is coming to a close with you. But I'm also seeing that there's still some setbacks in there. You still have to start from the bottom and work your way up. And it is going to be one thing after another. This is going to be a fight to recovery for yourself, but it's well worth it. You are going to recover. You are going to be able to come out on top with whatever the addiction has been. So that's what I'm seeing. It's no longer the excuse that is going to be working for you. I do see that you are going to be working on your own recovery. But even that recovery is going to be excruciatingly painful, because there's a lot of things that you're going to be confronting that you did not, well, that you were using whatever this was as a distraction with. You know what I'm saying? So this could be somebody who's dealing with some sort of an addiction issue. This could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be promiscuity, it could be anything, it could be even overworking. Whatever is a distraction for a day-to-day life and that is distracting from the work that you know that you should be doing, that is kind of going along with this. And I see that you will grow, but there is many steps in front of you. But you're ready to do this, and you're ready to receive this help from the universe. Yes, there is going to be setbacks. Yes, this is going to be hard, but your recovery is without question worth it. And I actually want to see how this ends up with you. All right, so you're going to be on to a greener path, a more fulfilling life. Great. You're going to be able to detach from whatever was causing you these addiction problems to begin with. And I also see that there is a new cycle of your life that's coming in. Healing is coming in, and also, I guess, getting a new lease out on life, something that really kind of excites you. Yeah. I guess the reason why it's going to be absolutely difficult for you to stop whatever this behavior was is because terrified of letting go of the past. You cannot take your past with you to where you are going. It would just create very much the same cycle, and I see that you would run a big chance of giving up on your life, and nobody wants you to give up on your life. They want you to get better. So I really hope that this made sense. You're worth the sobriety, and you're worth the health. So get the help that you need. Use your resources. All right, so whoever is self-contained and controlled right now is going to be coming out on top. They're not going to be feeding into this resentment and fight. This person who is completely mastered themselves, they offer a lot more to the table, and they come out on top. They're not pulling any punches, but they're also not going to let some sort of toddler tantrum cause them a reaction. The person who is having that reaction is going to experience a lot of setbacks, and it is going to be something that gets them to back down. They're going to, whoever the unhinged person is, they're going to lose, and they're going to walk away with their tail between their legs. This person is going to have their keister handed to them. Absolutely. So what I'm seeing in this is a lot of setbacks, but even those setbacks are in perfect motion with what seems to be the King of Wands. So there is a third party that is coming into this situation who's going to make this really difficult for the unstable person. They have a lot of growing up that they have to do, and they feel absolutely, without question, hopeless. They are lying, they are deceitful, they're completely avoiding working on themselves. This is somebody who blames everybody else for their problem. Ugh. So I don't see any new beginning coming in for them. I see a lot more of, setback and having things completely thrown in their face to them. For the other person, I see that there's a lot of coming together for them and a lot of getting over this fear of losing. The person who has learned self-mastery is used to going this alone, but now people are showing up to help them, and they don't expect it. So I actually really love this. There is a win and there is a lose. The unstable one is going to lose because they expect everybody to cater to them, and they are not going to be given that this time. Very interesting. So it looks like they're going to be dealing with karmic retribution, and they are going to be learning what it's like to be held accountable for their instability. Very interesting. I hope that this made sense. And if you are the stable one, there will be people who comes to your aid. There will be people who back you up. There will be people to support you in this. And the person who is coming after you, they lose. I hope that this made sense, and I hope it gave you, if you are the person who is stable, a sense of comfort.